register with one of the cashiers. And I look over, and a customer named Phil was heading our way. So Phil walks over, and he says, "Well, aren't you two just a couple of beauties?" Now, I work at a hardware store, so I'm used to men saying inappropriate things, and I didn't know where this was going. Put it on my head. How can I help you? And he goes on to say, "Well, I can tell that you guys are all beauty and no brains, but I'll go out on a limb and ask you anyways." Now, fellow Toastmasters and guests, this honestly happened. I didn't know what to say, so I stood there and, "Okay, well, what's your question?" And he wanted to know where a shoe repair shop was in town. And I didn't know of one, the cashier didn't know of one, so I got on my radio and I asked if anyone knew. Well, as the lady on the radio was responding, the cashier started talking, and I thought that she was talking to me. There was a little miscommunication, and we laughed about it. And as I go to get back on my radio, Phil says, "Wow, so there really are no brains between the two of you." My jaw drops, her jaw drops. So I decided to go to the employee instead of asking over the radio. And her response was, there was no place in Truckee, and that the gentleman was going to have to go to Reno and explain to me how to get there. So as I joyfully walked back to Phil, I let him know, "Unfortunately, there's no place in town. You're going to have to go to Reno." And I was about to explain to him how to get there, and he says, "So not only do you have no brains, you can't listen. I said that I wanted a place in Truckee." I had no idea how to respond to this. He goes on to say, "You know what, I just thought of a place in town," and goes on and answers his own question. As he leaves, his final comment to us is, "But you know what, this wasn't a complete waste of time because I got to look at your two beautiful faces instead of the old hag," and walks back to his wife waiting at the door. Now I thought of all the things I could say to Phil, all the things that I felt, but something very wise came to me that someone had once told me, and that is that hurting people hurt people. Now, I'm sure that you guys have heard this before, but it's something that I've really taken into my life and applied 3 things to this, and not only have I saved friendships, but I've truly enriched them. And they are to not take on people's negativity, to understand that we don't always know where people are at, and 3, to always be ready to forgive. So the first one is to not take on their negativity. As humans, when someone's yelling at you and getting in your face, what's your first response? To yell back and get back in their face. Or if someone slaps you, what are you going to do? Slap them back. But there is immense honor that sometimes I think we don't realize in holding our tongue and withholding our hand. And I know that in my life, the times that I have done either of those, and I've only hit my sisters, not going around slapping people. The few times that I have done that, I walk away from the conversation with a seared conscience because I know that I did wrong by that person. Because had I treated them correctly, maybe we could have had a conversation about what was going on in their life. And in the times that I have done that, I walk away with not only peace in my heart, but a hope of future restorations in that relationship. Because honestly, and this leads me to my second point, we really don't know where people are at in their lives. Normally people, when they're happy, they laugh, or when they're sad, they cry, or when they're mad, they say hurtful things. But sometimes, when people are sad, when people are happy, they cry because they're so happy. Or when people are mad, they laugh, and that's always really creepy. Sometimes, when people are sad, they say really hurtful things because they don't know how to respond. Now, I gotta be honest, sometimes I take this to an excessive degree where sometimes my husband and I will be driving in our car and someone will cut off in front of him and he'll yell, "What a jerk, he just cut me off." And I always say, "Yeah, but hun, you know what's going on in his life. Maybe he was at home and he was making dinner and he had a knife and he was gonna go cut a carrot and he came back and it stabbed him in the eye and he literally couldn't see you." And his response is usually, "Yeah, he's just a jerk and he cut me off." And yes, that could be the answer. But truthfully, we really don't know where people are in their life, or where they're at in their lives. And the third point is always be ready to forgive people. I had a friend who was really close to me, and on my end, out of the blue, randomly started hating me, saying horrible things about me, trying to turn my friends against me, saying and doing some really cruel things. And I decided to take on these three things: to not respond to her negativity, or when she would say something mean, I didn't say something mean back to her. And I tried to think to myself, there has to be something going on in her life that I don't understand. And three, that if she ever wanted to be my friend again, that I would be ready to forgive her. And because I did these three things, we did become friends again. There was something going on in her life that she let me know about, and our friendship has been enriched because of this, and we're even closer now than when we had before. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow once said, "Kind hearts are the gardens, kind thoughts are the roots, kind words are the flowers, and kind deeds are the fruits. So take care of your garden and keep out the weeds and fill it with sunshine, good words, and good deeds." And so as you walk through your day and live out your life, remember that there's some people in your life that have so many weeds that they don't think that they're going to have any victory. And you can offer them a rare gift. You can offer them the rose of forgiveness and the rose of kindness, and that might just be the little bit of sunshine that they needed in their gardens to start regrowth. Thank you.